the past several years, we've witnessed a massive problem within the entertainment industry. Whether we're talking about movies and television, whether we're talking about comic books, whether we're talking about video games. And fans of all these different properties have slowly been walking away as they realize that so many of the people creating these properties, they hate you if you don't politically align with them. And instead of maybe looking upon the stuff that they're pushing out, the garbage that continues to be pushed out by places like Star Wars or Marvel and DC Comics, or of course, what's happening with the video game industry, instead of looking inward and saying, maybe we're making dog shit projects, maybe we're the ones putting too much of an emphasis on these other things that people don't care about, forced identity politics, wokeness, DEI, all of this stuff. Maybe we're the problem. No, instead, they find other people to place the blame on. Sometimes that happens to be the fan base, and sometimes it happens to be YouTubers who might criticize those things. And it looks like DC Comics is going all in on YouTubers, at least in their most recent issue of Blue Beetle. DC Comics appears to malign YouTuber Jeremy Griggs, aka D-Day Cobra of Geeks and Gamers, by turning him into a Blue Beetle villain. And yes, indeed, if you open up Blue Beetle, the Blue Beetle comic, you can see one of his friends is talking about being radicalized by YouTubers who talk about entertainment. And man, doesn't that bear a striking resemble to this fellow right here? Now, maybe not all of you are familiar with Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, but if you're watching this channel, you probably are familiar with Jeremy. I work with Geeks and Gamers. You guys probably know that. And you know what? I can see a little bit of a resemblance. You got the hat. He's always got his hat on. You've got the, little bit of a patchy beard there. Yeah, sometimes Jeremy's got that little bit of a patchy beard. Got the microphone right there. I can see how a lot of people would draw some comparisons. Now, for me, as somebody else who has incredibly light eyebrows like Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, that's where I say this can't possibly be Jeremy. Look at the eyebrows on this man. And now, whether this is actually supposed to be Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers or not, I'm not quite sure. Certainly looks like it's inspired. However, the point that I'm about to make in this video remains the same. This is about this sphere of YouTube. People who are critical of the entertainment industry, the comic book industry, for some of the garbage that they've been pushing out lately, and how much of it has been revolving around identity politics. The first time I saw this was a couple days ago. Maxfield Von Priestley tweets this out. Dang, I guess he figured us out, guys. In the latest attempt to nefariously dehumanize, demonize, and vilify a certain sect of YouTube and its fans, writer Julio Anta chronologically depicts the radicalization of Blue Beetle's friend with all the subtlety and nuance of a jackhammer. And the reason this is happening is just like we've seen recently, and even coordinated campaigns to try to get us deplatformed from YouTube. They say, these people are being critical about this thing. That must mean they're racist. And YouTube is helping them. YouTube is pushing this algorithm. This is all YouTube's fault. YouTube, you need to take action. Because they can't comprehend the idea that maybe, just maybe, people have a problem with some things going on in the entertainment industry, and that a lot of other people share those criticisms. That resonates with people. Maybe that's why they're continuing to go back and watch them. Not because YouTube's forcing something down your throat, not because you're being indoctrinated, but because there's a lot of people out there that happen to agree with us. And of course, this takes this hyperbolized thing out to the next level, as we've seen multiple times before. People talking about wokeness, people talking about cancel culture, stuff like that. And it all leads to this. This is the character who apparently is supposed to be Jeremy. 2 years ago, the kind of videos he shared took a sharp turn. Unlike the mainstream media, we don't wear makeup, we don't spread lies, we don't have bias, we believe in the truth. The left tells us that multiculturalism is the answer to all society's problems, yet they criticize us for being men, for being white, for being straight. They want to emasculate you. And that goes on to this, which again, it's another, you can take a look at some of these guys and be like, obviously Tim Pool doesn't wear glasses, but he's got a beanie on. Could that try to be Tim Pool right there? Does this guy maybe a little bit look like Jordan B. Peterson? Does this guy maybe look a little like someone like Nerdrotic or something like that? I 100%, even if these aren't actual depictions of those people, this entire thing is meant for people to draw those connections. That somehow this theory that the idiots from Rewriting Ripley came up with like 4 or 5 years ago about at this point, that Steve Bannon's actually controlling all of these things and they have political talking points that are going down, blah, 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 all this stuff. It's the alt-right pipeline. All this nonsense. The truth is, when people are getting YouTube followings by talking about entertainment, it's because people agree with them about their takes on entertainment. So this entire thing is just drummed up ridiculousness to make you believe that people are somehow being indoctrinated into far-right values or centers or things like this because people don't like movies. And instead, like I said, of maybe looking inward at some of the faults with the storytelling in the modern day entertainment industry across the board, instead they'd rather blame everyone else. They want to blame YouTubers for criticizing them and getting views for doing so. They want to blame YouTube for, it's just the algorithm that's forcing this down people's throat. It can't be that so many people actually agree with what they're saying. And now you got DC. Looks like a Jeremy Griggs comparison. Who knows if that was the actual intent or not. But the truth remains that this was talking about this sphere of YouTube and the dangers by allowing them to continue. It's all just such bullshit. And it truly is pathetic for DC to publish something like this. I don't think too many people are going to buy it, just like they haven't been buying comics in general over the last several years in a collapsing industry. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.